They've said they're ready. 5D must be ready. We've told them we're ready. Guys, we're dropping. I'll see you on Shatter.
Sounds great.
The picturesque coastlines of the maritime provinces of eastern Canada form the backdrop for a titanic clash of opposing fleets. These steep cliffs and jagged rocks will soon echo the thunder of heavy guns, and only one team will emerge supreme. This is Shatter. Shatter is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the extreme left, B is in the center, and C is on the far right. Cap Alpha on the left is the safest for destroyers. Though there are plenty of nearby islands within radar range, large portions of the cap perimeter are wide open, providing unfettered access and a multitude of ways in and out. This directly contrasts with Capture Point Bravo in the center, which is claustrophobic and has only a handful of entrances and exits. Ships caught here typically fall under tremendous focus fire from both map edges. On the right, Cap Charlie is frequently the site of staring contests between enemy ships. It's common for each team to park a ship in the cap to keep it contested, then work the 9-10 line with battleships and heavy cruisers to try and force an opening. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Shatter.
All right, guys, welcome to game 1 of this best of 3 matches. We start off here of the first of 2 games on Shatter. Zath, talk us through the 5D lineup.
So 5D is running what you would pretty much expect to see. So we've got 2 Shimakazes, looks like a Des Moines, triple Stalingrad, and double Ohio. I think that's very similar to what they played last week.
It is similar. We didn't see them with 2 Shimakazes. If you recall, I believe they brought a... No. They had a Daring? One of the teams had a Daring in that match. I forget who. But the double Ohio is what sticks in my mind.
Exactly.
That was definitely a signature of their setup last time. I'm curious to see what they do with it this time, because if you recall, they had some issues, and we talked about this over the course of that match. They had some issues keeping their battleships separated well enough to get good kind of crossfire, right?
Well, one of the nice things about Shatter is there's this gigantic island chain in the middle that kind of forces them to not hang out with each other.
They're
So
probably
we'll see what
not.
happens.
Yeah, probably not going to have that problem here. SCL coming to the dance with Montana, Kremlin, Des Moines, Hindenburg, Petropavlovsk, also bringing triple Stalingrad. That's a lot of HP, and a lone gearing. That's Morgan. Now he has spawned over here on the western flank. He's on the 4 line now, making like he's going to head to the A cap. I like this play because to me, the A cap is really the one that has the most good options for destroyers to get in and out if they get radared.
Yep.
I agree with that. However, as we can see, there are quite a few radar cruisers that are going to be moving into the vicinity of the A, including DAD 003 Stalingrad heading out wide in C2. I'd imagine he's going to try to slowly push down the 1-2 line, so that gearing will have to be a little careful.
D Squarius just took a bit of a pot shot from Montana or Stalin.
I think that was the Montana. That should have been DC Blast to Montana back here. Nice solid hit into Squarius early.
It was. You can see he's got the spotting plane, and that was something that I saw in EU quite often today. That cross shot from H4 is pretty deadly if you're not paying attention.
Yep, here comes the follow-up salvo.
I don't know if it's going to get over. Maybe the rear?
We lost sight of him on my... There we go. Okay, no, he made it.
Just overpinned the rear.
He got to cover in time.
Oh, no, the gearing. Yep.
Oh, no. He dodged the torpedoes. Oh, look at where they put surviving scouts. Des Moines. Oh, Morgan's going out, kids.
Yeah.
That's the trap spot.
Morgan's going out. At 5D with a brilliant maneuver to move surviving scout up into a great position to cover the A-cap. And that's all she wrote for the destroyer on SCL's team.
That was...
Textbook. That was textbook. That's exactly the term I was about to use. That was textbook.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, 5D has also been around doing this. They're still a Hurricane clan, so we know that they're really good, and SCL now is at a significant disadvantage only 3.5 minutes into the game.
Well, they've parked Petro and Stalin on C, so C, as is common in Shatter, C is going nowhere. It's going to be a giant stalemate for a while. The Petro and the Stalin that are in C are trying to get shells onto Scout. Scout's trying to angle a bit. He did take some damage there for his audacious play, but it certainly was worth the effort. Even if they lose Scout, taking that gearing off the board honestly is a good trade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can see two of the Stalingrads for 5D, Quack and Lord Vegeta. They are both sitting northeast and northwest of the B cap, and I mean they just got a ring right there. That's going to be so difficult for them to get taken out of that position, because like you guys talked about earlier, those islands are so high that you can just kind of park those radar cruisers next to them and be in a good spot.
5D working an early lead here. Nearly 5 minutes gone. Neither team has a cap, but of course 5D with that brilliant gearing kill up 100 points here, as we're just barely into the early stages of this game. SCL down a ship, trying to find a way to make a play here. SCL still has a small health advantage despite the loss of their gearing.
Well, if you look at the mini-map, one thing I want to point out is look how far up the 5D ships are compared to SCL's.
Oh, yeah.
5D is being very aggressive here, and it's very possible that that's going to end up haunting them.
Perhaps.
Maybe there is, and Zad, this is the fine line. We've talked about this many times. It's the fine line you have to walk in King of the Sea, right? There is a level of aggressiveness that's required in order to really control a match. But if you're too aggressive too quickly, or simply too aggressive at the wrong time, then, well, that can be bad. Black Eagle taking a couple Shimakaze torps.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Love that camouflage.
Big chunks. I like the positions that 5D have gotten their Shimakazes to, because being out to the east of the sea cap for Titan Hunter is a wonderful angle. And then, of course, Single McCringleberry's Shimakaze has been trying to dump torpedoes at that Des Moines position of Matsuda. So I really enjoy those positions. Getting really wide and getting all that vision is very important.
You just wanted to say his name.
He did want to say his name. He did want to say his name.
It's wonderful. Key and Peele. It's good stuff.
Pressure continues to build on SCL as 5D picks up the B cap on the strength of Lord Vegeta's position there. He had a really good little spot snuggled up to that island on the eastern edge.
Do either of you two watch Dragon Ball Z?
I do not.
That's a negative for me as well.
Yeah, afraid not.
Okay. It's pronounced Vegeta.
Whatever.
Well, yeah. Okay.
If I watched it, I probably would pronounce it correctly. Don't you think? that should be the dead giveaway. That pro tip: Raptor is not a weeb today, now, or tomorrow. Sorry.
Well, honestly, guys, 5D doesn't have to do anything right now. I know they're flipping the C cap at the moment, but they can just kind of chill here. They're trading HP moderately well. Nobody on their team is in any danger of dying at the moment. I mean, the Des Moines down to about half health, but they're okay.
No, the pressure here is definitely on SCL to make a play. Like, they have to do something, whether that's a big strike from one of the battleships or something more daring. I don't know. They are chipping away at Surviving Scout, who is now on his second heal. They've reoriented the Petropavlovsk. That's Mr. Bean's Petropavlovsk. I'm wondering, no. So 5D has not glimpsed him in this new position, but he is moving kind of west along the F line, headed towards the B cap. I think he's actually going to go park and kind of sit opposite. Vegeta is kind of his opposite number to hold those points back.
Yeah, and that is a spot that I saw earlier on EU today. A lot of Stalingrads, Petros, Moskvas, any Soviet cruiser with that bow armor and that deck armor on the front, it can just kind of go sit there. And he's actually got some decent shots into Scout, who's now down to about 20k, so perhaps that's going to be the play that they try to make.
Well,
Scout... They're going to have to do something.
Yeah, they're definitely... And what I like about this is they're continuing to keep pressure on Scout. They're forcing him to, joggle his rudder and his steer. Oh, goodness, another good hit. They're just going to continue to whittle him down, right? Because they're able to pressure him from two different directions right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bean
toss his radar.
Mr. Bean slowing down, about to step onto the B cap. That'll slow down the pain, hold the gap at probably about 200 points. It looks like Black Eagle
took a torp.
Yeah, I was going to say, he looks like he just took another torp in the bow.
Another great, again, Titan Hunter's got this angle, and he's also staying outside of the range of the Stalingrad's radar, too.
He is. He's hovering right on that 12-kilometer line, which is also the range of his torpedoes.
And of course, since we're...
very close eye in that Hindenburg, too.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, since we're well a ways away from the days of COTS with carriers, if you lose your destroyer early, and obviously 5D still has both of theirs, I mean, they're absolutely controlling the spotting, and it makes it so difficult to counter that, really.
Very much so. Now, Mr. Bean is picking up B, and I'm not sure that 5D is going to be able to stop him in time. Quack just tried to get a salvo, but it hit the island. No. So they do manage to flip the B cap. but they've lost, like, Scout has found a really good position. They've kind of lost the shots they did have into him. He's holding steady at about 20,000 hit points right now.
But of course, those ships south of A for SCL can't really push in because the Ohio of Gilliam's is at 83k. There's Dad Stalingrad still at full health in the back, taking punts. I mean, they can't really push without taking a lot of damage, in my opinion. But
those of you on my stream, I've zoomed out over B, and I'm just watching all of this fire crisscrossing right through B. It's just hilarious to see.
Now,
look at
DC.
Gilliam's.
Look at DC Blasts Montana now stepping onto A. I really don't like this play. He's showing a perfect broadside to Vegeta's Stalingrad, who's just going to Citadel him all day long. That's a nice, 14, 15 clicks? Stalingrad can absolutely Citadel him at that range.
And Gilliam's is only 11 kilometers away, too, and he might have a Citadelable angle here as well. So, his guns aren't even pointed. Here comes the salvo.
They are. Here comes the salvo. I think SCL might have just thrown this battleship away. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Wow.
That was a big hit.
that was... I just don't think that was necessary. They had flipped B. They're starting to close the gap. They just needed to keep the pressure on and pick up a kill. But instead, SCL opted to throw away another ship.
Yeah, and like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it was going to be very difficult for them to push through the A side. And now the Stalingrad of Gornasha is in a really bad spot with that Ohio bearing down on him.
He's screwed. Yeah. This is a horrible spot. He's going to have an Ohio crawling right up his stern in a moment. The Shimakaze can cover his escape. He's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, and the Stalingrad of Midnight Viper has to keep backing up to not give up the angle to Gilliam's Ohio. This is just a really bad spot. And then, of course, the Des Moines is trapped there, too. So.
But once Viper backs up, Vegeta will have an angle. If he's spotted. Let's see. Will they have eyes on him? Yep, they can see Viper. So I'm sitting here looking. I'm watching Viper reverse. He takes a decent hit from the Ohio. And here come the Stalingrad shells.
Uh-oh.
Not a great salvo. Wow, Vertical dispersion kind of hosed him there, but he's going to get at least one more of those, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. Perhaps on the rear of the ship. Yeah, here comes the shells. Yeah, they made it over.
And...
okay. At least one, if not two Citadels there.
I think that was
a mark.
And perhaps Gilliam's will bag the kill here.
Now, what's interesting is they haven't seen they don't have eyes on Gorasha right now. They don't know where he is.
Well, he's beating it away. Yeah. He's only about 8 kilometers away from the Ohio, and there we go. There's the shells.
Yep, he got his guns flipped.
Yeah.
Really good salvo on the Ohio. He's got a great angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does. But Gilliam's, of course, is probably going to back up here. I don't know if he can get...
No, he is already reversing. You can see it happening.
There's the kill.
Yep, does bag Viper's Stalingrad.
And then another torpedo.
Oh, man. Titan has been working that flank so brilliantly with those Shimakaze torpedoes.
Yeah, and there's still some coming in on the Hindenburg. You should dodge them.
SCL down 4 ships here on Shatter, trying to make a play happen, bag a kill, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
No, not at this point.
Probably not surviving much longer.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I tell you, Zach, to me, right now, the hero of this match is surviving Scout, man. Not only did he get back that really, really gutsy early kill on the Daring, he's still alive. I mean, he's burning, it looks like, but he's for the moment, he's still alive. Looks like he's about to go out.
I talk about this a lot on my replay theater about the importance of wasting enemy ordnance on you.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Surviving Scout did, is he attracted so much incoming enemy fire that they have been distracted and not paid too much attention to the rest of the 5D team.
Yeah. SCL does finally bag their first kill. They do manage to get Scout off the board, but it's going to come too little too late here. 5D does pick up A.
Are we about to get a ramp?
Maybe. I think so. The Kremlin's coming through. But like you said, Zath, it took them 13 minutes on the dot to kill that Des Moines in that position. Or, well, from the start of the game. He'd probably been there for about 10 minutes, but that's, it's a long time. Took them a long time to get that. So.
Gotta work for it.
Yep.
Oof. JDM
Squarius might be taking some torps in the face.
I'll say JDM put the Hindenburg torps in the water. He's going to take at least one right there from the first set. Depends on how he angles to the second. I'm a little surprised.
Looks like 2.
I'm a little surprised. I honestly, if I will say, as a Hindenburg lover, right? I love my Hindi.
Oh, here comes the ram.
Facing a Des Moines in close combat is one of the worst engagements that you can court, right? Because it can go badly for you with his AP if you're facing a smart Des Moines driver.
Yeah, for sure. Because obviously those nice AP angles can eat through that German plating at some surprising angles.
Very much so.
Look at Titan coming through with the clutch torpedoes to
He's
just
good.
back
Yeah,
up
once
his
again.
teammate.
Yeah, look at that. He doesn't need him. Doesn't need him.
But the torps
But
are there
still-
regardless.
Yep. No.
It's
And-
still the smart play.
Agreed.
Team
And
play.
you guys have talked about it several times. Titan really has it's just been a school in how to play Shimakaze on that flank. Watching him this game.
Oh.
And then Hingle gets his, so 3
Yeah.
kills combined with those Shimakazes.
Yeah.
They've both
Yeah.
had to have had at least
And
5+ torpedo hits.
And consider this, guys. They did that to a team that brought 5 radars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely showing 5D's experience there. Definitely, showcasing their hurricane status. Like these are some good players, one of the better clans on NA, and they're giving us a treat for sure.
And don't forget, guys, there's still at least one more game of this.
That's right. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see a rematch on this game on this very map with the spawns flipped. So that'll be an
Which
interesting.
I kind of like. It's like a grudge match, you know?
It kind of will be, right? It'll certainly be a grudge match for SCL because for them it's going to be they need to win that game to force a game 3, and we'll just have to see how this goes.
Now, of course, Raptor, like you mentioned earlier, assuming that SCL does not win the series, they're not out of it. This is the double elimination. So,
that's correct.
They'll have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what they're going to do. But of course, the loser of this series is already going to be on some thin ice. So
correct. It's double elimination, so everybody gets to play 2 matches today at a minimum. And if you lose, oh, what a great hit from Dad Stalingrad! Goodness, at that angle. Stalingrad's good. I don't play my Stalin very often, but I took it out into a random the other day. Somebody on the stream requested it, and I took it out into a random. Sometimes I forget how utterly ridiculous those guns are. Like, they are just stupid. Mr. Bean,
and then we have a teenage version of the Stalingrad with the Petro.
That's right.
Its guns are pretty good too. So
Mr. Bean here, the last surviving member of his team, deciding to go out with honor here as he steams at full speed into the B cap.
He's honking too. I love it.
Yep, he's trying to take somebody with him here. Maybe Titan will give him the ram. You think Titan will give him the ram?
Very
looks
honorable.
like it.
It certainly
Yeah,
looks
he
like.
is.
Yeah, he is. We're gonna get a very honorable ram here. Well done. Well done as Vegeta ends the match there with a 5D victory.
And I get a death pick. Woo! Oh my goodness.
That's what it's all about there. Solid win for 5D here in Game 1. We'll be beginning Game 2 on Shatter in moments. It's so ridiculous we're playing the same map twice in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I did it to me again.
How fitting is it, though, that the game ended in the exact center of the map?
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.